started. This is Brett. So I think we're going to just leave the room configured as he said he likes to play. We were just talking about how much of a cultural reference will be lost at a certain age demographic. I won't look at anybody in particular in this room. Justin's gone. But he likes to play Phil Donahue, so he's fine with it being a little more spread in this. Phil Donahue. Yeah. Exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
More of a Maury Povich man over there, you know.
So with that, I think we're ready to get started. And again, a couple copies on the way, so in a little bit, feel free to grab some.
Oh, thanks. Right. Yeah, sorry, thank you very much. I'm Brett Edstein. I'm director of the local government program at IoT. So our job, so Indiana Office of Technology, our team's role is to work with all the local governments, state through the SLCGP grant that was part of the Build Back Better plan, state and local cybersecurity grant program. And that grant went out to all of the states. Indiana formed the SLCGP committee, and that committee started evaluating different products to decide how to spend the money. Some states went the route of just issuing checks to local governments. You would apply and say, hey, we want to be a sub-recipient. Instead, what we did in Indiana with the SLCGP was bulk buying and then making that bulk buy available to everyone. So a lot of the people I'm looking at in this room, your communities are taking part in that program. We're going to touch on a lot of that today. And first, though, this website is our local government website, on.in.gov, IoT local. So everything we reference, there'll be links off of that web page. Today to let you find it. We start with the not the fun stuff. We usually want to touch on the legislation. Fortunately, I am not going to be speaking about Senate Enrolled Act 1. Thank God. That's not for us to do. Everything we're doing, if you haven't been there, if you go to this website, I'll use a cool pointer here. Just search the code. Our box is slid right there, but throw the code in. We've tried to update all of this information instead of just having the enrolled acts listed. We've given you the Indiana code, so if you need to reference it in your community, you can. The first one is the original. This was House Enrolled Act 1169 that everyone may or may not have heard of. This is the cybersecurity incident reporting requirement. So every legal entity within the state, governmental entity, so this even goes down to special service districts and townships, you are required to update every year with a cybersecurity incident reporter. And there's a portal where you just click on the link, and we'll have that up in a minute. You enter in who that's going to be for your community. 99% of the time it's an IT person, but as we get into towns, especially our smaller towns, it's usually the clerk treasurer or deputy clerk treasurer that takes on that role. Oh, sorry, I had a question. And feel free, any questions, interrupt me anytime. The point of this is if you have a cybersecurity incident, you can then go through that same portal, you let the state know, and we can share that information out, anonymized to let other entities, communities know what's going on from a cybersecurity standpoint. The give of that, though, is if something happens, and as the state is bringing on new services that we're utilizing, we've just added almost everyone's email domains to a list where if we start seeing spam coming from one of your accounts, we notify that community and to say, hey, we are seeing, I won't say the small town, but we had a couple small towns just last week, compromised email address, it was sending out like fake purchase orders. Notify them, change your passwords, get that update, notify your IT. So there's back and forth to it.
Sorry, Billy.
Oh, you're fine. I'm going to start over.
Oh. I was going to say, thanks. I'm good.
So you'll want to get registered. That is the 1169. The next new legislation that you probably are aware of falls also under 1169, but it's a different code. New requirements. So if your community connects to the state's infrastructure, which that is very clear to understand for everyone, I'm sure. But in essence, if you are a county, you definitely connect to the state's infrastructure. 98% of our cities, I think, connect to the state's infrastructure. If you can think of it this way, if your community connects to your county for dispatch, you connect to the state's infrastructure. So it's a wide net. You have a requirement to complete a cybersecurity assessment starting July 1st of 2024 last year, and you have until July 1 of 2027 to do your first assessment. Then you have to do a cybersecurity assessment every 3 years after. I want to also point out, I did say this was the not fun stuff. So if everyone's going, wow, this is going to be long, it's a short section. So you need to get that assessment. The good news is we're going to talk about those assessments in the fun stuff. You need to switch to a .gov or an in.gov domain. So if you have happytown.org and you connect to the state's infrastructure, you need to get moved to happytown.gov. Or we would prefer it and recommend it, move to happytown.in.gov. An in.gov domain is completely free. It takes very, very little time, 2 to 3 days to get that paperwork done. I mean, there is no paperwork. You fill out one form to verify who you are with the state. Then you submit this request that says we want our DNS name, and you get it. So super, super simple process, no cost. The other big reason for an in.gov domain, the state owns a piece of software called Cloudflare, and we spend about $8.5 million a year on Cloudflare. Everyone that has an in.gov domain sits underneath our state's Cloudflare offering. And what that is, it's just, it's the imaginary invisible dome over our domain. It has a lot of protections. It's way safer. We've had a few of our communities that have had major attacks in the last year that were not on in.gov domains. And we can say with certainty that if they've been using an in.gov domain, that attack would, very, very slim chance of it would have happened. The next and last piece of that legislation, you have to have multi-factor or secondary end-user authentication or multi-factor authentication by July of 2027. So you'll hear everyone say MFA. You use this everywhere with your bank for sure, where you get a text message back that says, are you sure you're signing into your bank? And you have to say yes, or type in this code. This needs to be implemented. All of your users that are using IDAX, so which is the state police system, so all of your law enforcement, they're already doing this because you can't connect to IDAX without it. So it's not that cumbersome. There's a lot of inexpensive ways of doing it. If you're running Office 365, there's full integrations with that. Most Google Workspace, if you're a small town, you can use Google Workspace, totally free to use that. We have other options. The state just switched to something called Okta, and that's available through the state's QPA at a big discounted rate. So I'm a fan of Okta. The IoT team that put it together did a fantastic job. So
I have a quick question on the MFA portion. What part are they supposed to use that on? Because saying that they're supposed to use it, that's kind of a general. Is that log into their computer? Is it log into their email? What do we, like, what does it have to be implemented upon?
I can say that the recommendation is to contact your local attorney and get their opinion on it, because it is not a well-written, I mean, it's a very well-written bill. I don't want to come up, I don't think I'm being broadcast here. Love it. It's a good bill. It's not clear. So there is a lot of ambiguity there, and I think that what happens is people confuse multi-factor authentication and single sign-on as being the same thing. So is anyone, am I saying, if I say terms that you're like, what on God's name do you mean? Just raise your hand. Single sign-on, there we go. That is something we use at the state, and that is what Okta is. So MFA is the first thing that says, I'm gonna somehow verify that you're really you with another form, just like your phone. You know, hey, you use your face and yep, you're you. That's the first step, that's the MFA. A lot of people think of that as being, okay, I've signed in, now I don't have to do anything else. No, the next thing is called single sign-on, and that's where your IT teams have been working on this, and they'll say, okay, I verified you're you. We use Salesforce. So I don't have to sign into Salesforce again. I've already authenticated. There's magic that happens somewhere in the world, in the internet, and it brings it together. So I think there's a lot of, people were thinking, oh, MFA, that's just going to make everything work. No, it's not clear. I would say that the minimum, like the NIST standards, or I think it's the NIST standards, if you have elevated permissions, you should be using multi-factor authentication. So at the minimum, whoever has admin rights, you want to make sure that they cannot access anything without admin rights. I would also recommend anything that is financial. If you can make any kind of financial transaction, anything that includes the public's PII, you're going to want that to have multi-factor tied to it. So it's a lot of work. It's going to be a work in progress. We know that.
And PII people probably know, but just to be sure.
Personal identifiable information. There we go. So your social security number. So yeah, and it's one of those that we're all kind of going to have to learn this together, and it's a team effort. The next one, most recent policy that just went in and was just passed is SEA 472. Adopt a policy governing use of technology resources by the public entity's employees. So this would be your technology use document. I'm sure most of you probably have something in place, like, hey, you can't use your work computer to browse blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry. Is that separate? I know, like in our case, a lot of that's covered through like what we would call our policy, like manual or personnel manual. Do we need something separate to meet the standards of this law, or if it's part of an employee manual that they've already signed on?
I would recommend that you contact your local.
Oh, got it.
You're gonna. That's just gonna be that is our go-to on this. That is the go-to because we have a lot of places that are like, it's exactly that. We already have this policy in place. Do we need to rewrite it?
Sure.
They've already agreed to it. So
it's good to know that it's something to check.
Right, from a legal standpoint, your attorney would probably look at that and I'm assuming say, no, we already have that, it's right here. But the cybersecurity standards, policy based on standards and guidelines developed by IoT, which are still in development because this just got thrown at us in July. Those will be coming out. And then not later than December 31st of each odd numbered year, you shall submit to the Office of the Public Entity Cybersecurity Policy. So we're building a way to bring these policies in. You're gonna email it in or upload it somewhere soon to say, here's our policy, and here's proof of it. Yep.
My question is regarding small organizations such as the township that has a trustee and maybe somebody works 6 hours a week. Me, myself, and I being the staff. What is our resource in order to, this is quite time consuming to figure it out. Do we go to the county IT person and they?
That is literally, we just were at Kokomo yesterday, and what I recommend for everyone. So I would do all of this at the county level. And this is me pretending I'm a county commissioner. I'm going to go and say, hey, as a county, we're going to make sure our policies meet the state standard. And we're going to say, here it is to all of our cities and towns and townships and sub-districts. If you want to use ours, you can use it. And if I were a township, I'd say, I'm going to use the counties, period. If I was a small town or even a large town, small city, I'm probably just going to say, I want to just use what the county's doing. I'm going to hit global replace on my Word document, and we've got our policy ready to go. And the reason for that is, again, we're being broadcast, so I have to say this all differently. If I am a town, and you are a town, and we both get hacked, and I have a policy that is completely different from the county's, and you are using the county's policy, and the county wasn't hacked, where are people going to look first and say, well, why are you doing it differently? They're going to look at me, and they're going to say, well, why was everyone else's policy good enough, not good enough for you? So I would just, again, go the easy route, work together as a county, get something together, and let everyone take advantage of it. So. Yep, go ahead. I
want to apologize. I'm really interested in this, but I have another meeting.
Oh,
but my question is could Dermsey maybe distribute the
slides?
Yep,
she's got the slides to distribute.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I just pointed.
Thanks, Dave.
I'm sorry. You're like, you're good. Transmission of public meetings. NIRC is already doing that. So this is a new requirement. This started in July. All public meetings have to be broadcast or recorded. If you don't have the ability to broadcast, you don't have good internet, you can do a recording, upload it, people can view it later. Archive copies of live transmissions. Great options. We were just talking about these Mevo for smaller towns. Very affordable, a great device. We're working to see if we can get that through the state's QPA at a discounted rate for some of the people. So anyway, take advantage of the QPA, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Other piece on those cybersecurity assessments, that now applies to public water and wastewater systems. So if you have a public water system, even if it's jointly owned, if it's partially publicly owned, joint public-private venture, it's required. The cybersecurity assessments for water and wastewater are every year. There are many threats. We've had many attacks in Indiana already on water systems. It is a major concern at a national level. So they're encouraging everyone to get out and get these done immediately. So, and then there's reporting requirements upon a breach. To register that reporter, if you go to, whoops, wrong button. There we go. The register as an incident reporter. It's on our in.gov/IoT local. Takes maybe 30 seconds and you can register right there. Yep.
I guess a very basic question is, what constitutes or defines a cybersecurity incident?
It's very broadly written in the law, but any kind of attack. So what we tell people is, if it is, I would almost say this, use your best judgment. If it's happening to you and you are concerned, like, hey, this could happen to other people, you're gonna share it. Someone just asked me yesterday, they got Zoom bombed in a public meeting, like someone hacked into the meeting. They didn't hack into the meetings, that someone just got the password and signed it. You know, it's like, do we need to report this? I don't think so. It's not, you know, this is not a security threat that everyone needs to be aware of. Someone just shared your password. That's a little bit different. Getting those, we just had this. We had a bunch of townships that are getting flooded with FOIA requests. I don't know if you've had this yet. Asking for every purchase order for the last like 5 to 10 years. Everyone was getting this, and they were concerned. We kept trying to reach out to the company. Something seemed fishy, so we've turned everything over to the Attorney General's office on that.
So do you not need to comply with that?
Did you just get the 5 years for every purchase order?
Oh, like 10 years.
Yeah. So when researching it, I found that a township in Maine got the same request, but they were referencing the Indiana law. So we don't know. Everyone's trying to figure it out. It looks like it may be a company that's trying to build new software and grab a data set. However, the township I was talking to, I don't know if yours does it the same way, they issue purchase orders for every resident that receives funding from them. So if they pay for their electric bill this month, they issue a PO to the individual. I don't know if you do that, but yeah. So a lot of them do that, and that's what was made them very worried. Was they were asking for purchase orders that would have all this information about individuals receiving subsidies from the township, and it was like, this doesn't seem right. So that's why we turned it over. So things like that. Yeah, you want to report it. There we go. We're done with the bad stuff. Now the fun stuff. And when I say
Some
fun,
folks only want to be here for the best.
yeah. I would also put an
Some
asterisk.
people are just doom and gloom all the time.
And it's not as much fun as I imply here.
You say it after you leave.
So the first thing is protecting yourself. We have that requirement where you have to do the cybersecurity assessment. The good news is we have partnered, IoT partnered with IU and Purdue. They have created, IU and Purdue, the CyberTrack program. So incybertrack.org, you can go right there and you will see a button that says get started, and you click that button, and you will get started. With that, you're going to get a completely free cybersecurity assessment. And I say, well, free to you. IoT pays for this. IoT is paying around $10,000 or so per cybersecurity assessment. If you went on the open market for the same assessment that IU and Purdue are giving you, you're probably going to pay closer to $20,000 out of pocket. So this is a big savings to take advantage of. The assessment, and I won't read through the whole thing, it's all conducted over Zoom. What they're doing is bringing in your, and I put that in there because my meeting style specifically, they're planned and very productive with their meetings. So you will never go in and feel like, oh, wow, that was a waste of time or it wasn't put together right. No, these are by the book. They have a script. It's very, very good. They're going to work with your leadership. They'll have IT involved too, but this is really about getting leadership at the table. And they will go through your current cybersecurity fundamentals, understand what you currently have in place, what safeguards are in place, and then they use what they call the transformative 12. And once you sign up for the program or go to their website, you can read all about it. But it's 12 factors that are in the NIST controls, and there's thousands and thousands of these controls. They spent somewhere close to 2 years researching and building all of the set before they did it. To track down, these are the 12 steps that you can take in an organization from a cybersecurity level that will immediately have impact. And if you do this today, you're going to be substantially more secure than you were, yesterday. Things like blocking and preventing unapproved software, which is the #1 risk that we have in the state. It's also across the country for every organization. And that is really the first thing. And that kind of comes into that cybersecurity policy. Do we have a list of what we actually use here and what we need to have on our computers? Are we letting people load whatever they want willy-nilly? So just that one step and locking that down and turning off, what was the old coupon add-on that everyone put on their web browser? Yep, see, all you have to do is say it and everyone has a horrible hole, massive security hole, and you're like, wait, you don't need to track all coupons for Kroger on your work PC. It's like, you don't need to. So once you understand what you need, you start locking your systems down, you're way safer. So they go through with that. And that's just one of the 12. Then you're going to get this report. They're going to go through this whole process with you. The process takes a little over a month. That is in time, not time spent by any stretch. You're going to get your report. It's going to include those actionable recommendations. They emphasize those short-term priorities. So they give you actionable and a to-do list right off the bat, and it's great because you can say, all right, if we take these 3 steps that, we can't afford to do all of this, that's fine. We can do these 3 things we can't afford, and we've made a difference. So it's a really good program. I'll go through this really quick. They just have, this is the assessment phases. You'll have a couple meetings. They do this long discovery. Then they do this face-to-face. This is the longest time. It's a 2-hour Zoom meeting. Then they spend all of this in report production. Then they will have a meeting to go through the report with you. So it's very good. Local government domain. Since you are required to have a .gov, we offer these local government domains. Does anyone not have a .gov domain?
We're working on it.
There we go. Which town?
Portage.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we're very aware that we should have a .gov
Gov.
or a
IN.gov.
IN.gov sounds great.
So
we just got a last year in November. I hired the first IT director, so it's been interesting.
yeah, but having support from management, if you will, for IT is what makes it difference.
Sure thing.
So it's great. But these are completely free. We have had a huge jump in prosecutors' offices wanting their own websites. They can get their own domain. We have quite a few sheriff's departments that have their own sheriff IN.gov accounts. I personally really recommend everyone just doing it under a single domain. If you're a county entity, if you're a county agency, fall under the county account.
you're wondering why they do that, they're trying to separate the email servers mostly.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that you don't have county commissioners being able to direct IT to look into the prosecutor's emails or the sheriff's emails, because those are sensitive.
Yeah, and they can get an additional domain on top, so they can have like sheriff dot.
Subdomain.
Yeah, the sub. Yeah, but they can do that for email, so if that's needed. But there's a lot of options.
Can I ask a quick question on the email part?
Mhm.
So like we currently have newchicagoin.gov. If we were to switch, over to this, would we, as a, let's say it got switched to newchicago.in.gov, could we still use that old domain as like a forwarder?
Oh yeah, so your newchicagoin.gov. Yeah, I would go ahead and just fill out the paperwork and get your newchicago.in.gov.
Okay.
You can then even just have, this is a mouthful, you could have newchicago.in.gov pointed to newchicagoin.gov.
Okay.
So without moving anything, they'll just, takes a few minutes, you'll give them the DNS information, they'll get it set up for you.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if you're already on .gov, you're good. And if you want that Indiana domain to point to it, they can.
We're a very small town, and I'm trying to help find ways for us to be covered. I mean, our annual budget's $400,000 a year for the town.
Oh, okay.
That's not just a department.
Yeah, that's the town.
The town.
So this,
so
you can get it, it's free. I mean, you don't have to pay for the .gov after you have it, do you? I mean, you're not paying any annual fees for your.
So when the previous clerk treasurer first added me on as like someone, because I handle the website and everything, it looked like if you went with and got a .gov now, it was like $400 a year.
Oh.
We've had it for so long, it was like grandfathered in or
Yeah.
something.
So if you're paying for it,
So, yeah, no,
I,
yeah,
oh, okay.
no,
I was
we've had
gonna
it for
say,
so long, we're grandfathered in, but I'm just trying to find ways to make sure our little bitty town's secure and save them as much money as save me as much money as I can, because right now I'm paying for the web service. So.
right. Oh, well, you know what would be better than that?
Yeah.
What if I said,
It's like,
I could give
Right
you,
on cue.
right on cue, and I didn't set him up. Oh, wait, question first. I have to go back because that was a great setup. All right, go ahead.
Years ago, I had a webpage, and every year they get some new students or whatever that would wipe me off because I was grandfathered in, not paying for the webpage. It's just a one-page webpage with a bunch of links on it to the different organizations in our community and to the county. And I don't have that information. I don't know how to, can it be retrieved somehow, or who are they?
What's the website?
It was a one-page website with a bunch of links to.
Do you remember the domain name though?
I'm sorry?
The domain name, was it?
Probably Porter County, or Union Township, Porter County. I don't remember.
Okay. So if you wanted to start with a new one, then this
I'd
one.
like to find that one because I had, we're farming around here as a tractor and.
If you can find your domain, you can go to the Internet Archives, and there will be an archive of it.
How do I do that? Do I talk to the county or call you or?
Call your county IT guy. No, I'm kidding.
I used to talk to somebody.
Shoot me an email, and I'll see. I know that it's been a long time, but there is a whole thing that literally has
one person that understood how to do it. He always put me back on, and then within a year I was wiped out again. So
yeah, I'll do some digging, but my email address is up here. Just shoot me an email at the end. So.
okay.
Wait, you were saying you're trying to save money on websites? We're gonna rewind. What was that you just said?
I'm trying to save money on the website.
Oh my gosh, you can. Look at that. So we can give you, this is brand new. This is thanks to our great Greg Lupson and Mike White at IoT, who worked very diligently for a long time negotiating the new state contract with Tyler, Indiana, who manages all of our websites, or our web services for the entirety of IN.gov. With this new, the new program that we're under, we have standard website is now free. This gives you 4 support requests a month, which, while that doesn't sound like many, most people don't have any. So you're never going to use them anyway. It includes online training, so that'll be live online training. They're going to walk you through how to do the updates. They're great websites. They are, they use, what you see is what you get on the programming side, very easy to program. You'll get delivered in ADA compliant website out of the box. It is then up to you, the community or entity, to maintain that ADA compliance. So be careful what you're posting. Flyers, which people love to do. I'm going to pick a picture of a flyer with the information instead of the information. They'll migrate up to 100 pages. You'll get 10 users, and what that means is if you have like street department says, hey, we were doing a whole lot of stuff, we want to be able to update our section of the website, you can give them a user who can then update that section of the website. We will give you 4 web forms will be built for you. You get access to in.gov calendar system, and it fully integrates with the payment processing. So great site for free. So that would be the first place for your savings. Super easy process. That same web link that we've given you, you're going to go there. You'll see the thing that says, hey, I'm interested in website and hosting. Follow a couple links, and there's a big button that says, click here, and you'll schedule a meeting with Tyler. They'll look at your current website. They'll walk you right through the process and give you examples. So, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with this because I do our website, and we did go through Tyler to do it. And the biggest thing about the in.gov calendar, while it's great, it's geared for Eastern time. So
That's right.
Yes.
I remember that too. We've had this conversation.
Fly in the wind for you.
So, ignore what I said about the calendar access. Or just remember that you put everything on that you're putting it in as Eastern time. So, add an hour in your past.
Yeah, because when we try to add it to the calendar,
There's no way to write it as.
There's not.
Remember, like when you used to watch TV? I haven't watched TV in years, so I don't know if they still do this. They'll always say it's at 11 o'clock. It's at 10 o'clock Central.
Yeah.
You do that.
Right, which was fine. We could put all that in there, but it was when they went to add it to their calendars, it automatically
shows up on the calendar.
put it on.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I know.
I forgot about that. And that was one that right now there is no fix, period, because it's one engine underneath.
So that said, so it's not lost, so we made the switch at NERPC 2 years ago? How long? Whatever.
It's a couple years.
Couple years. And it's worked really, I don't know if you've been on NERPC's website or if you've already done this, but it's worked really well for us. I mean,
Yeah.
you've taken advantage of it and it's been good.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. The only thing that was the calendar. That was everything else.
Yeah.
And we still do utilize that calendar for our news section. When we want to put out news blurb items, we go through that calendar and use it. So.
You want, and maybe you've got other slides, so I didn't mean to
No,
jump
no,
in. But the other thing that I think is helpful to be aware of in making the transition, not a problem. I mean, we've accepted it, but it does end up having a banner at the top, which does scroll off.
Yeah.
But there's a banner at the top that references back to the governor of the state, so that is there. And then there's a footer that has links to other state departments. But at least the way we dealt with it, that I think we're happy with, is we worked with Tyler in designing the website to have a real clear distinction between where our page ends and the state footer starts. And so I think it's worked well, but just I think you have to be aware that you're getting that with the state stuff.
And you land with when someone winds up on your website, they're going to be under the in.gov/
right.
name, not your vanity name. Yeah. So that is.
To your point about redirecting, so we still publish, at least now anyway, nerpc.org, but that redirects to in.gov/nerpc.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you go to nerpc.org, if you look at your actual URL, your URL, it's been a long morning. It's in.gov/nerpc.
Another silly question, when we do our meetings such as this with the township, we have to record them, and is there some way that this ties in with the web?
They can create a link, so any of the state websites, like if you're running it to your YouTube, like NERPC's does straight to YouTube, they can create that feed link. It's not a link, I think they call it a, what kind of page? It's there so that it takes you right into it, so it'll integrate. I'll say integrate. It ties together nicely, so. It's not full, I don't think it's not like it's full integration where it's all one platform. So, and then we all go all the way up to Elite. Some of our biggest counties right now are in the process of moving over to Elite packages. There we go. Email. So if you are looking for email, this is one of the best pieces of news. See, I know I had some really good news. I'll note on this one right here. $360 a month is the new price for the smallest email package that we have from Google Workspace. That is per user per month. That gives each user 5 gigs of storage. You have standard support. You can go all the way up and move to, if you need a lot of storage, you're going to move over to the enterprise side, which is $792. Frontline standard has some more security features in it and some more management features on Frontline standard. So, but for townships specifically, if you're looking for an email solution, Frontline starter is great. For a smaller town where you're going to have a lot more interaction between users, you're probably going to want to start with Enterprise Starter. So, but this is available through SHI, who manages the QPA for IoT. And I love saying that because it's a real sentence. More acronyms than you can imagine, but we are government, so we are big on our acronyms. SHI, great company. The reason that we had to make this switch is a change in policy of Microsoft on how many users you have to have before you start getting Microsoft support. With Google Workspace through SHI, even if you have one account, their team is able to help you get it configured and set up and running. So it's a big difference in support. Payment processing. If you are looking for payment processing solutions, we have this available through the state. This is at absolutely no cost to you. Uses the convenience model. So every transaction, there's going to be a fee that whoever's running their card is paying. If they're doing electronic checks, there's no fee at all, so that's great for taking payments. They will provide the equipment. So if you need card readers, we have a lot of places that are like, hey, we have a concession stand at the golf course. There was like 5 golf courses last spring that were like, hey, we can do this. They'll send you the equipment, run those cards, and get those golfers money from them. It's a great service though, and the best part about this though is even for the user who's using their card, because the state processes so much through these systems, we get the absolute lowest user fee. So it is, I think yesterday Gideon was trying to look it up. It hovers, it was around 1.3% compared to things like Square where it's like 5%. So very, very low, will save your constituents money and allow you to take payments. It integrates fully with most of the accounting systems that our counties and cities use. We have 2 providers, Tyler Technologies and Catalyst, or it's Tyler, Indiana, that does it. But 2 different systems. Get a demo, see which one you like more. They both have features that you want. You may like one's features more than the other. It's up to you. We do not have a preference, but it's a great way to take advantage of taking those. If you're not taking credit cards or debit cards, easy way to do it. CrowdStrike. Huge number of people up here now on CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is our no-cost, we say endpoint protection, but it's actually the Falcon Complete. It is a completely monitored next generation system software. It's available, you can run on Windows, Linux, Mac. There's a consent letter that's required. This is funded through the SLCGP grant. We purchased roughly 115,000 licenses at the state for everyone to use. We are 113,000. We have about 109,000 actively in use right now. We have the wait list open. The great thing about this program, and it shows the power of working together. CrowdStrike Falcon Complete, CrowdStrike does not typically sell that, or maybe they don't sell it at all, to groups or to entities that have fewer than 300 computers or 300 systems that are being protected. So your towns would not be able to get this product, period. Additionally, it runs around $250 a license a year. With our massive buy, we pay roughly $50 a year per license. So huge, huge savings. What this does though is towns that have, we have some sites that have 10 systems. They never would have been able to get this product. They're up and running, monitored 24/7. When something happens, the CrowdStrike team jumps in, they notify you, they will log into that system, they will remediate the problem. It's a great system, and it takes hours and hours of work off of your IT staff.
A little bit off topic, but you're talking about buying power. When we're buying systems for the office for meetings and things like that, for example, OWL, I was looking into that. Do you have a buying?
Yes.
Tank? So we can, who do we contact?
I'll give you that email in a second. You're like 3 slides ahead. Project. So it is a fantastic program, though. So take advantage of it. I forget LaPorte, who was just here, is going live now with it. LaPorte County. It's a great opportunity too. If you're at the county and you can go to your towns and say, hey, just come on with us, they can just bring them underneath that one umbrella. We really recommend that because of the integrations that everyone has. So moving on, just a quick show. I just pulled this last night. This is showing literally what happened in the last 7 days with CrowdStrike across the our 113 or whatever, 110,000 devices. It has cut the amount of attacks, the number of threats down to where we're in the, 240, 160, you can see these numbers in a week's time. Those numbers would have been roughly 10 times that before CrowdStrike. I mean, it is a great piece of software. Just, again, you can see what tactics, and you can even see how people are trying to attack and where they're going. Let's see, which one is it? It's the execution right there. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's where they're trying to activate a piece of software has gotten onto a machine and is trying to take an action. CrowdStrike saw it, stopped it. So it's, and this is in that slide when Marcia sends it out. The next thing we have that is wonderful program. Marcia, are you guys using Udemy?
Yes, I send out the stuff.
Okay, I didn't know if you were on. Okay, so
Meredith will send all that.
yeah, so this is free online learning. The Udemy program, your libraries, make sure they are aware of this program. The state counts this as their continuing education credits. All the courses that are available within there are free. There is there's now well over 250,000 hours. This is like 10 months old. Probably 270,000 hours of courses. It runs the gamut. So cybersecurity, management, meeting management, time management, yoga, everything's in there. But these are built, great app for your phone. It is completely free. You can learn on the fly. We are seeing more and more, Elkhort's not part of your group, are they? No. But just, they're kind of close. The IT director at Elkhart, though, had one of his staff do all of their certifications for their CCNA Cisco certification. Took all the courses, paid for the test, passed the test. This is where they got their training. And that's usually about $2,500 to do the Cisco training. They got it all for free. So love this program. If you want to see what people are learning, we pulled this up just to look at our learning most recently across the state. Cybersecurity awareness is our #1 because we do ask everyone to take our cybersecurity class. CompTIA, it's a lot of security. Amazon AWS is going up. And then our business skills, leadership. Look, leadership made #4. Google Workspace, because we got a lot of people in there. Project management. It goes on and on and on. It's just, there's a lot of programs in there to take advantage of. So the next one we have, the wait list is open for this too, is KnowBe4. At least one of you in your group up here is using KnowBe4. This gets tied in kind of with your email system, and this is where it is cybersecurity training for your staff. So you'll get those, there's training videos that will come out. There are fake spam messages that show you, you get training on it first, and then you'll get a test. At some point, you'll get this fake spam, and if you click on it, it's like, hold on, you clicked on something bad, let me show you what you should have recognized in this. And it's to help people be aware of it. The neat thing that we just were able to do is, in the past, everyone did their own training scheduling. Now you can just say, hey, I just want to do what the state does, and Janetta, who manages the program, just adds you into our state's training schedule. You don't have to do anything at all. Once you still have to have it configured with your email, but once you're in, you'll get the same trainings we get. We get like quarterly trainings, and we get monthly phishing, tests. It's a great program. No cost. There is a wait list. We have some people that are on that were using it that are coming off, so it's just kind of an ebb and flow. And that's kind of small on the screen, but this is what it would look like. You'll get things like this, like a fake Amazon email will come out, and it'll have identifiers in it where someone probably should have recognized that Amazon-securelogin.com is not really Amazon. So once if they click on it, they're going to get something like this oops, to remind you and point out, what went wrong in that. So I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. It's just to help you go, oh, okay, I should look for this in the future.
So we can't poster about people that posted in the lunchroom.
Yes.
The wall of
Yeah, the wall of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would actually recommend that. Yeah. I'm obviously not with HR. So let's see. Another new program that just came out is let me start with this. This is not funded by the state. This is not a state program. This is from working with some of our communities had asked for something like this, and Arctic Wolf was recommended. We were able to negotiate pricing with Arctic Wolf to make this program affordable. This is a cyber incident incident response jumpstart. Massive number of our communities do not have incident response plans in place for cybersecurity. And what this is, Arctic Wolf will work with you. They have a digital platform where you build all of your plans. They will review your plans with you. You keep it in the locker. There's a place for safe password storage, things like that. There's a whole lot more to it. I'm really shrinking it down for time. But they work with your cybersecurity insurance company to ensure that they are the approved vendor for an incident response, so that is taken care of in advance. When an incident happens, if you're in this program, you have a 1 hour standard response time from Arctic Wolf. I think it's right there. 1 hour response in the SLA. They do the incident readiness planning. They have your storage plan, incident run books, and then you get, and this is why insurance loves it, you're billed by them at a preferred rate of $295 an hour, rather than, I think it's $450 an hour is what you would normally be billed. So you pay the retainer every year. Every year they're going to review your plans and work with you to make sure that they've got everything they need to respond. When something happens and you call them, you get a 1 hour response time, that reduced rate of $295. So insurance has already approved them. You cut down on the 2 days it sometimes takes when you're dealing with insurance and all the different groups to figure out, what do we do? And if you don't have a plan, you're in trouble already. So this gets that done. What we were able to do is working with Arctic Wolf, my team, we provided and went through with them the list of the size, employee counts of all of our cities and towns and counties across the state. Anonymized, I don't know which one's which, but we were able to look at that and create pricing bands. So instead of like your town paying $5,000 a year, which was their going rate for this, it's down to, you'd probably be in like the smallest band, I think it's $1,800 a year, and that reserves it. And then it moves up from there. So we wanted something that was accessible to everybody, and they were able to come through. We're hoping other vendors are going to do the same thing. But for now, it's a great program. They have worked with many municipalities, school districts across the state, Posey County Schools. This is the company they used when they were under attack and down a couple years ago. Had nothing but high marks for them. So been very good to work with. But if you're interested in any of this, and also how do we get pricing on anything, that email, I keep pushing the wrong button, that email right there, IAM@localgov@shi.com. And I'll say that again, it's inlocalgov@shi.com. So SHI has the contract for the state's, for IoTs, I gotta say it that way, it's QPA. So all of our technology we purchase through SHI, or for the majority of it. If we have negotiated pricing, then it's down like our, I'm not using my Dell laptop, but I have a Dell laptop. Those are available at a really good rate through SHI because the state just bought like 30,000 of these things or 20,000. I mean, they buy them in blocks of 10,000. So when we do that, drives the price down, you can get it at a very low rate. Email that team, and if you're like, hey, we want to talk about this incident response, Jumpstart, put that in the subject, just send an email to the team, say, this is our community, this is our employee count, this is the program we're interested in. It'll take them a couple days, they'll get you the pricing, and then you can look at it, and if you're saying, yeah, I want to do a demo, you can do a demo then. And we wanted to also try and eliminate the whole, let's do 5 demos to figure out how much you can pay, because we've all sat through that 100 times. So this forces them to give you upfront pricing. But again, through that, if you are looking at the Google Workspace for that $395, or I think it's $395, email inlocalgov@shi, domain, all that information, tell them what you want, you'll get a quote. You don't have to go and get 3 quotes for an RFP or anything because it's off the QPA. So again, it was a very easy way to get pricing. I always tell everyone this is the big asterisk. If you have a company that you love and you work with, you're probably going to stick with them. You know, even if SHI is 5% cheaper, if you've got someone that you're like, yes, this is the person that always has our back, we're not saying drop them, but if you need to get a competitive quote, always check with this site. I've never gone through this slide deck that fast. I know we're a little short on time. Right here, we do digital town halls on the second Tuesday of every month at 1 o'clock. We have guest speakers that come in for that month. This month was Rubric, the chief technology officer for local government for Rubric was our guest. Gave a great presentation on Rubric's a backup company, and that's obviously what they were wanting to talk about a little bit, but these are never sales presentations. This was on the new threat, which is hackers are going after your backups, first and foremost. And the idea being, if I can come in and I can destroy your backup system and you have no backups, tomorrow when I come in and lock your, give you that crypto locker and try and charge you ransom and you say, I don't have to pay the ransom, I got a backup. About 30 minutes later, you're on the phone with them saying, hey, we want to talk because we just realized we don't have any backups. I mean, it makes perfect sense. So there's new ways to protect the backups and to ensure and additional protections you want to have in place. And then we also do ideas exchange. That is just our open office hours on Mondays at 2. That is open to anyone and everyone. We have IT directors, lots of IT directors, town clerks, librarians, and everyone in between attending these. If you have a question, if you're saying, hey, what does anyone else think about this policy we're trying to implement? Someone's definitely been through it before and can give a shout out. So it's just a good place to connect with other local governments. And I'll leave this up. Gideon had a conflict and couldn't be here today, but our emails are right there. The group email that goes to everyone is that very, very long IN local government, IoT local government program at iot.in.gov. You can email that, it goes to a larger group. Yeah, any questions? I did blaze through this.
That's great. Did I hear you right when you said through the SHI there's possibly a laptop?
Yes. They have, and we took the slide out because there was too much stuff. Network peripherals, video equipment. We're working with them right now. I just mentioned Marcia on Evo. There we go. I couldn't think of the name of it. To try and see if we can get some of these at a lower price for like the townships, because it's a great device. If we have enough people that are like, yeah, we needed these, and we have 100 of them at once, we may be able to get those discounts. But any kind of hardware, if it is computer technology, shoot an email saying, hey, this is what we're looking for. They also have solution solutions teams. So if you aren't sure what you need, you can reach out to them, they'll engage. They have access to, they have on-site Microsoft staff that work for Microsoft that are embedded at SHI. They have Google, Cisco, Juniper, you just keep going through. So whoever you're looking for, they're gonna have access to. So.
We actually got a quote through SHI for our last one.
And I think, is it, I don't know if they have Panasonic Tough Books, but I know Dell has their ruggedized, so a lot of the police departments have switched to that. I have heard from people though on certain things, CDW government, if you have a good rep that you've worked with for a long time, again, can usually get you pricing that can beat what we have on the QPA. On very specific products. So that, I don't want to make it sound like it's an overview. But I would always shoot a message to them and say, hey, this is what we have from another provider. Can we get a better price for the QPA? And they'll let you know right away. And by right away, 2 or 3 days. So, but it's government, we don't work fast. Yeah.
On the free local government websites, if we are a town that does not have a website currently and wants to just start from scratch, is that possible? Or
yeah. Oh yeah. The big thing on it is the content. It's your content requirement, so you're going to build your own content first. Yeah. But you're going to go through. I'm going to rewind. I need that rewind sound. Was it Devo? What was the TV recording thing that had the Devo? There we go. So you're going to start right here. Get your domain. Shoot me an email, and I've got a form I just sent out to someone that walks through the steps. It is about 5 minutes to fill out the form for your domain. And basically what that is verify that you really are authorized on behalf of the town to legally request this. And that's it.
We did that step, I think, maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. What's your town?
Town of La Crosse.
Oh, okay. So they may have a holder for you. So, but still, if the person that did it left, oh, was you? Okay, so check your inbox in really old emails, you'll have it. So now that once you've been approved for La Crosse, the next step is you log into the state's portal and you scroll down and there's a place where you say, we want to officially request our domain name, and then they will give you the different options. You submit that, they verify that it's within the guidelines, and then they'll say, okay, here's your domain, it's active, and you've got access to the domain. And then from there, you can point it anywhere you want. So let's say you just have a WordPress page up right now, it would point there. I would get that domain, and then, because that's, while you're waiting on that domain to come back, you fill out this form off our website and say, hey, I want to look at web pages. They'll schedule a meeting with you, with Tyler, Indiana, and they will kind of help you, evaluate like what you're looking for, let you see the different templates. We have 3 different templates that are available. They walk through. There is a new requirement though on websites. You just left from the township. You have to have updates on your website, and there's new requirements on how often you have to. So the thing was, we have websites out there that have been static for years, and it's like, no. You got to keep it posted. But you're going to have meeting minutes and things like that you're posting, so it's not a problem. But you can be looking at that. They'll start building the website, and then they'll just have it up. They'll point your domain, and you're good to go. So, and that also gives you time to, you're going to put in that domain request first, and then start meeting and having those meetings, with the town of, all right, what do we want on our website? Do you want to hire? And there are plenty. I'm sure you guys use.
So we want to DIY it.
Okay.
Is that possible? At one point, it looked like you had to pay in order to.
No, there's no cost. There's nothing. The DIY it's it's templates. You'll pick out how you want it to look. You'll have your own photos to go up. Everything's right there.
So it's almost like putting together WordPress.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. Right. So
that was going to be my question: was how much coding was that?
No coding,
okay.
No coding at all.
Drag and drop, kind of like WordPress.
Yep. And while you're on that call with Tyler, though, it is a good opportunity to say, hey, we want to talk about if you want to do payment processing, they can talk to you. Like, do you guys use like Keystone? Yeah, fully integrates with both of those billing providers.
I suppose you know if Keystone charges some sort of like add-on fee for that.
I don't believe they do. Are you on the Keystone, the new cloud? You guys migrated yet?
That's what they're charging.
Yeah. Hopefully, I think everyone's getting migrated to the cloud there. But it fully integrates. It dumps all the data right in, and then it also ties directly to your bank accounts. So as soon as they run it, the money's in your account each day. Keystone's getting updated each day. So no extra work for anyone. Yeah. So what you'll want to do, where do I have it? There we go. If you, it was on our very first slide. Sorry, I just like playing with this remote control now. It's like every night at home.
What's the score in the game? Flip. Now suddenly we're on.
Okay, there we go. If you go to on.in.gov, that's just the shortcut version of how to get to our page. Just scroll right down and you'll see where to go to request a domain, where to fill out the form for wanting a website. And then if you want email, that $3 email or whatever, let's call it $4, we'll round it up. Super simple to get. As soon as you have your domain, then you can move forward and get email created.
If you just wanted to set up like a free Gmail account and point that email to it, is that possible or not possible?
Doesn't work. Well, I mean, you can use a free Gmail account, but you're not going to be sending it from .gov. You're going to be sending it from Gmail. So,
Another question. If we go to the county to get the in.gov account, and they provide the email address, is there any reason for us to do the next step, to tie back into the webpage? I'm not clear.
are you getting your email from the county now?
Well, that's what I'm trying to set up with them right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's doesn't even matter. And if you have, like, let's say, what are you?
We're township.
LaPorte County, though?
No, Porter.
Porter County, I'm sorry. So you're at portercounty.in.gov/township. Like, that's your webpage. Like, I'm just pretending.
I don't.
We'll just pretend that the county says, hey, you know what? Don't bother building your own. We'll just set you up one on our site. They can do with the DNS redirect. They can point it to that subdomain. So when someone goes to the center, you just said the name. Lost your township name. Union Township, whatever Porter's number is, 72 maybe, I don't know, .in.gov. When someone types that in, they'll land at your page wherever it is, and then you can just use your county email. And you're fully compliant, so you do not have to have you never need to do anything.
Take a separate step.
Yeah, or if you don't want to deal with getting a DNS and you're happy with whatever the county is giving you, a portercounty.gov/Union Township, and you've got a county email address that's a .gov, you're fine. There's nothing to. And honestly, if you'd say one person doing all the work, I'd talk to the county and let them do it for you.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Buy the IT staff pizza twice a year, and most people are happy with that, because if you're in IT, you know that no one ever is like, hey, thanks for doing that. It's usually, why did this bring? So, yeah, maybe 3 pizzas, depending on.
3 pizzas.
Honestly, it depends on the pizza. If it's like Domino's, maybe
I
5.
recommend
Yeah.
Gisosimo's. It's a good one.
There you go.
BAM is pretty great. BAM is good. Some people, BAM seems to be in Portage/Union Township. They're just our cell. BAM is like the safest. Like everyone's kind of got their. BAM is kind of the meat in the middle.
Yeah. They're by the new post office.
So that could probably just be a county ordinance that says in exchange for an email, we will provide X number of pizzas. Yeah, it's a great one. To me, that's the easiest way of doing it. With CrowdStrike, is anyone in LaPorte County here?
County government, yeah.
Okay. LaPorte County is now going live with CrowdStrike, and there is absolutely no reason for you to sign up for CrowdStrike for the town. Talk to Darlene Hale at the IT department there. as they come on, and they're going live literally right now, they're just coming on the system. She can just create a group for your town. They can give you the installer to put it on all of your systems, and you're under theirs. And then if something happens, they're gonna see it. They can even create an alert that someone in your town will be notified that, hey, you've got a problem that CrowdStrike fixed. You will see, and there's no work. You know, that's what I'm getting to. Like, there's no reason to do this. And chances are, do you have a marshal's office? No. Then she won't care about it. Not kidding. But there's no reason from a county perspective, the more of the entities that are underneath you that you can see under that one umbrella where you can look and say, okay, how do we look health-wise? If I see, you know, I'm gonna use Lake County, I was familiar with it. I'm Lake County and I'm hardwired into Cherville, and I see that Cherville's got 30% of their machines just hit with a virus and are bright red. I would want to know about that since I have that hardware. And if we're not in the same tenant, we're never going to know. But if we're in that same tenant and CrowdStrike says, whoa, you've got, I don't know, Ninja 99, we'll pretend that's an infection, on these systems at Cherville, every single system in the county now knows about that, and it starts diving in to look to make sure that that files and how it came in did not happen on any other system. So much more information just by sharing it between each other. So.
In less IT terms, what is CrowdStrike?
CrowdStrike is.
Yeah,
wrong.
Point protection. What does that even mean?
So if you think of like Symantec as your antivirus,
okay, it's
replacing that. But they use the term managed.
Next gen MDR.
Yeah, and who the heck knows? It's way more. So it is monitoring the system along with, it's the antivirus, it's blocking what's coming in first. But in addition to that, it is constantly managing and mitigating those risks and notifying you. So it goes beyond that. So it says, hey, these systems, and as I look at my console, you're missing these 400 security patches on these systems, you need to take action. Now, is it right now, CrowdStrike does not have the ability to do that for you. So you do have to say, oh, okay, I need to run the updates on these systems. It also, because of the probe or the device, the software on every device, it also gives a clear view of everything on your network that those devices can see. So you'll see where, whoa, what is this weird thing that I've never seen before? It's the HVAC system got plugged into our network, which is one of the biggest holes. Anyone that's in security will tell you HVAC is the worst thing because they will plug in to connect back to whoever the company has installed it, and it'll leave wide open holes all the time. And it's like, get that off my network. We need to get you another connection. So it has that, and then the big thing is the remediation. So just about. And I want to make sure these are not made up stories that I'm pulling out of my pocket. Huntingburg, which is down in southern Indiana, on the far west side. They're a town, I think he's 6,000, maybe 7,000 in the town. They installed CrowdStrike last year, throughout this year. He had one of his users traveling there in California with their laptop. They clicked on something while they're online out there, got their device, got an infection, call it that. CrowdStrike calls him at home to let him know, hey, we have a red alert on this system. What do you want us to do? Do you want us to go ahead and take care of it? Do you want to do it? And he's like, I'm one guy and I'm in Indiana, and he's in California, just do it. They connect to the system, they go through removing the files. First it's isolated, it's removed, it's remediated, they run additional scanning. Did it see anything? What did it do on the system? It takes care of all of that. System reboots, it's 100% clean, it's fixed. This is all happening at 9:30 at night in Indiana. So he had no way of doing this. They're calling back, hey, just letting you know, everything's good on that system, we're closing the ticket. And he's like, I had no idea that's what CrowdStrike was. He goes, I thought it was just antivirus. It's not. It's literally, we're paying for a team of hundreds of people to be on call 24/7 who work on things like that. So
is this free to all of the government?
It is. There's a wait list. We're getting close, but that's where I would say for you, just call Darlene and say we want in, and she'll say as soon as we're live, we can get you added in. So, next one. Yep.
Okay, very basic. So I have social for my protection. I think that's what it's called. This would take the place of that.
So, you have one, I'm sorry?
I think it's called Sophus.
Oh, Sophos, yeah.
CHOS.
Yep.
This would take the place of that,
Yes.
so I don't pay for that anymore.
Correct.
And then what about telephones that are used? Like
Cell phones?
cell phones?
There's no mobile version that we have available yet for this.
Okay.
So this works on, and these need to be, and especially in townships, I've had to turn quite a few away. These are only for government-owned devices.
Well, if it's purchased by, through the Verizon government program,
Yeah.
is that?
No, that's yours, but it needs to be township property, because we have a lot of township trustees that use, like, I use my home computer to do all the township work.
No, I do that too.
Yeah, it's like, we can't really put it on that one. So we can put it on township stuff.
Okay.
But
Or will that impact if I keep the Sophus on my home computer and the ones in the office?
if you've got them on tied together, I would stay with Sophos. Sophos is very good, so.
But I contract with an IT guy that's.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not always easy to get a hold of him. And
Right. And I would look to your neighbors and, because how many devices do you guys have in the township?
So again,
How many devices, computers do you have for the township?
1, 2, right now I have 3 plus laptops.
Okay, so, fire department for the township?
The fire department is a separate corporation, but yes,
Okay.
it's basically funded by the township, but it's a separate corporation,
Okay.
volunteer. We have 30-some firefighters.
Okay, and probably 10 devices for them.
They got more than that.
Yeah, they like this.
Their budget is more than my budget.
Oh, yeah. It would be worth talking to them to see if you have enough, because there is work that goes into it. So if you're gonna launch a new tenant, there is work involved. If you have a neighbor, and we've talked to a lot of people about this, if you have a city next door that's already running it.
So does the volunteer fire department, they have to report to the state too?
Right, and so, yeah, they would,
So are they considered
yeah, they get
under
free.
this umbrella?
Yep.
Okay.
So, because they would be probably titled fire district.
Well, it's a volunteer fire department, so it's a VFD, it's a.
Yeah. So but I'm guessing, do they have a special taxing district that they receive their funding through?
Yeah, me.
You, so, yeah.
The township.
Oh, yeah.
The township contracts with the volunteer.
Yeah, so it's yours, so yes, they would be able to put on.
Yeah, and it's very confusing, but that's the way it is.
Yep. So yeah, it's a possibility. It's free.
But all that's probably gonna change from what I'm understanding about fire districts and territories and stuff. Yeah, I'm going.
I
through that
refer
right
to
now,
my
so-
comments about Senate Bill 1.
Enrolled Act.
Enrolled Act, that's right, yeah. So, any other questions?
No, thank you very much.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys, for coming.
Brett, this was great.
You've got this deck to send out to everyone, so to share with all people.
Meredith will.
Okay. I think there is something I just realized on, bear with me. Right there. Meredith, if you look at slide 22, this just changed, I forgot to take it out. The NCSR requirement, you can just delete that line before you send the slide deck. So NCSR, because of all of the funding cuts to FEMA and CISA, they cut everyone that can manage the NCSR, so they stopped making it a requirement because I don't think there's enough staffing around.
Sorry, what's NCSR?
The nation, this is the worst thing, acronyms of all acronyms, it's the Nationwide Cybersecurity Review. So it should just be the NCR, but they've added. So it's the nationwide, it's a self-guided assessment, and it's really good, and we recommend everyone do it. We had over 360 entities do it last year, which was way up from 80 the year before.
Wow.
So we're trying to get everyone to do it. What it is, the first time you do this, it's gonna take you probably a total of 4 hours. You don't have to do it in one sitting, so you just pop in. You're filling out this whole thing. It's a lot of questions on where you are, your cybersecurity health or stance, where you stand now. You submit it. no personal information gets shared. No one sees anything, that says, hey, it was us that submitted this. The state doesn't get it. We see the same reports, basically, that everyone else does. But next year, when you go in, you start with that same report, and you can say, wait, this is what we've improved, this is what we haven't. So the goal is over, a 10-year period, you should see everyone's getting better and better. It's great for IT staff to be able to take in and say, hey, this is where we were last year, this is where we are here. It's going to have that trend on it for you. So it really does show the value of it.
So how do you take that, or is it no longer available?
It's available, it's just no longer a requirement.
Okay.
So, and if you
How
just
do you
search the word, search NCSR, and it's the first thing that pops up. And it will open in October.
All of the trainings that are available through that are free.
There may be some training. It's not CIST, the cyber infrastructure. Again, too many acronyms. They don't really have a lot of training, but the Udemy training. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Udemy is completely free.
I was going to clarify.
So sign up for Udemy, get your IT people on Udemy. In Udemy, we created a path. It says business operations, like there's a learning path for that, which is designed specifically for town clerks because it has a mix of cybersecurity, general technology, because most of them are like, wait, I'm also the IT person here. Accounting, meeting management, all of this. So everything's right there in one nice path. So, and if you have ideas and you're like, hey, we'd really like to build a training path, we can do that. It takes some time. All right. There we go. Contact information there. So.
Brett, thanks again. I just know our experience with IoT has been really positive. I don't know who's watching that's not in this room, but I'll say that out loud. We've really appreciated the offerings and appreciate what you guys do.
Oh yeah, we again, and I think the partnerships are going to be great with the regional councils to find the people. But yeah, if anyone has any questions at all, just shoot me an email. I'm not that slow to respond, usually within the same day. So unless you send it today, and it will be Monday, because I saw my inbox, and yesterday, being out of office yesterday, I saw it to clean out. So, but yeah, thank you all very, very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.